With funding provided by the King and Queen of Spain, Christopher Columbus set sail to the New World, or also known as the Americas, in 1492, on board the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. Columbus departed from Spain and sailed in hope of finding a faster route to the Indies. He eventually landed in Cuba and discovered the New World. With Columbus's discovery, trade began between the two worlds, which is also known as the Columbian Exchange. The Columbian Exchange routes, as you can see, formed what looked like a triangle across the Atlantic Ocean. This route is how traded goods traveled from one place to another. Many things were traded between worlds in the Columbian Exchange. The Europeans brought crops such as wheat, sugarcane, and bananas with them to the New World. From the Americas, crops such as corn, potatoes, and beans were traded. Animals were introduced to the Americas, which helped the Native Americans in many ways. For example, horses provided the Native Americans with an easier way to hunt food and faster transportation to places. The Europeans also brought diseases to the New World, such as malaria and smallpox. The Native Americans were not immune to these diseases and as a result started to die. This caused their populations to decrease. The native population was impacted dramatically with diseases carried from the Europeans. As the native population began to decline, more Europeans came to the New World in search of a better life. Eventually, the natives were outnumbered by Europeans. Many events occurred because of the Columbian Exchange. In Europe, the prices and trade rose quickly, or what is also known as an inflation occurred. Many Europeans began to migrate to the New World, and as we know, brought diseases with them. Because of the boosting economy, slaves were brought to the Americas to work the new land. This provided faster work and more trade to occur, but on the downside, the Atlantic slave trade was also started. The Atlantic slave trade occurred when Europe was in high demand of crops. In the Americas, work was needed to meet the rising demand. Slaves were brought from Africa for labor on plantations. Crops such as corn, shown here, were one of the many different types of crops that slaves were forced to work. All of these events have contributed to the Columbian Exchange. This has changed the world and formed what is now today's economy.